Hello, my name is Esther Lim, and this is my term project for 15112 at Carnegie Mellon University. I made an educational game called GeaRace, and there's an instruction, but I will show you how to play it as we actually play the game. Let's make a new game. Python 5112 create, and you can choose a color you like. Let's go with blue. And there are 10 levels. Let's go to the first. Here you're given a board that has 3x3 grid, and your goal is to make a gear train for a toy car. This blue dot is the input motor axle and has a speed of 5 RPM clockwise, and this red dot is the output wheel axle, and your goal is to make it twice the speed of the input in the same direction, 10 RPM clockwise. And this number represents how many axles you must use to build the gear train. And for level 1, you have to use 1 axle. You can place the axle anywhere on the board that is empty, and you can get a gear by typing in the number of teeth. And 6 is the minimum number of teeth you can get, and you can drag it to the axle where you want to insert it. Each axle can hold a maximum of 4 layers of gears, and this number 1 indicates the highest depth of the gear. And you can change the depth of the gear by pressing on the up and down arrows. And 4 is the lowest depth. Now 24 is the maximum number of teeth you can get. And you can actually place this gear on top of the small one since the small one is at its lowest depth. However, for now, let's put it here. And you can see the gears running by pressing on the run button. You see that the input gear is running at the speed of 5 RPM clockwise, but this one isn't running because they don't match. Let's stop this and trash this gear and try to find the matching gear. You would have to play around with it for a bit in order to find the matching gear, but let's try 12. And in order to see whether or not they match, you can run them. And if both of them rotate together, you know that they match. Now, you can clear the board whenever you like. And you can use this place axles button to have the game automatically place the axle for you on the board. And it will place it in the position where it can be solved. And this solution button actually solves the game for you. Now, if you run this, you see that all the gears are running. And you can use a tag button to actually see the speed of each axle on the board. You see that the output gear has the speed and direction that we want, 10 RPM clockwise. And this hint button shows you an equation of the relationship between the number of teeth, gear radius, and rotational speed. Now that we have finished building the gear train, we can click on the Done button, and it will lead you to this screen. The blue car is your car, and the brown car is a demo car that already meets all the requirements. So you can compare your car with the demo car to see whether or not they have the same speed and direction, and know whether or not you have met the requirements. And when you have made it, you can choose to go to the next level or go back to level menu. Let's go to the next level. Level 2 has a slightly larger board, and as the level increases, the board will continue to increase. And also the number of axles you need to use would also increase as the level increases. And for level 2, you have 2 axles that you must use. And the output axle has to be half the speed of the input axle and in the opposite direction. Now, let's say you were playing around with the game and you want to save. You can click on this save and exit button. And when you return back, it asks you if you would like to resume your saved work, and you can say yes and go back to your saved work. If you quit, your game would not have been saved. You can also make your own game. Here you can specify the size of the board, the number of axles you must use, and the motor speed and direction, and the wheel speed and direction, and the wheel radius, and the location motor axle, as well as the wheel axle. And you can submit this and play your own game. And you can also have the solution solve it for you. However, if you were to make a game that has no solution, let's say you want to use only one axle, motor speed is 3, it will tell you that it is an unsolvable game. And you can also view the scores for each of the levels as well as the total score. And that is my game. Thank you.